What's up YouTube? It's Saturday, December 16th, and I'm back at it again with another Q&A slash just life update. First of all, I have my trusty Sam Adams with me. It's my go-to kind of, not peasant beer, but it's not craft beer either. I'll either drink Sam Adams or I'll drink Blue Moon if I'm not going to get craft or something rather expensive. Anyway, some updates. We basically finished the gym, the athlete side of the gym. Aside from some more equipment that we want to get ordered, everything's in place. The platforms are mostly built. The weights are where we want them. We just have to order more weight and just more stuff in general to finish the space. I'm 4 weeks out from my third powerlifting meet. It's in the USAPL, Virginia Beach, the Winter Open, the Virginia Winter Open. And I'm hoping to get somewhere around the 1,300 to 1,350 total. That's a little lofty, but I think I've added over 100 pounds to my total at this point. So that would get me at a 1,290-ish. And then plus the adrenaline slash excitement of a meet, hopefully I can get some pretty decent PRs. Like, I know for sure I can rep out what I made in my last meet on a squat. On a very good day, I'm deadlifting somewhere between 565 and 585. I just have to call my attempts correctly and conserve my energy correctly during my lifts. And I just need to get whatever I can in my bench press. Some days it moves really well, some days it doesn't. Although I did figure out a technical issue that I'll get into either in tomorrow's video or later in this one. A few quick questions I wanted to answer. The first is, why haven't I gotten into bodybuilding? And the real reason why, guys, is that I just don't want to deal with the politics that is natural bodybuilding slash bodybuilding in general. To be good at bodybuilding, you have to be on steroids. Let's just get that elephant out of the room. If you want to be a good bodybuilder, you have to inject yourself with testosterone. Most, quote, natural people on YouTube slash Instagram aren't natural. And that's okay, that's the nature of a beast. I don't care, we've gone over this before. But it's not a route I choose to take. And also, it's very subjective. Some judge somewhere may not like black people, or may not like the way my abs look in this lighting, or may not like the way my arms striate at this angle, or something stupid like that. Or maybe I can't pose well, or pose well enough according to the standards of like the East Coast, or something stupid that bodybuilding will make up. Powerlifting is just objective. You either make the weight or you don't. That's why I like it. Everyone has the same chances to win if you make the lifts, if you call your attempts right. I will probably never compete in bodybuilding. I don't like the idea of just getting basically naked on a stage and flexing in front of a bunch of men. It's really cringy, in my opinion, honestly. You can have a great physique, but you don't have to necessarily get on the stage or compete in bodybuilding to have a good body. So anyway, that's the big reason why I won't compete in bodybuilding. And the second is, I just don't want to put in the work required. It's a lot of stress on my body. It's a lot of cutting. It's a lot of muscle that I really just don't have at this point. I may look muscular and I move big weight, but I don't have competitive bodybuilding muscle. And again, that comes down to the choices that I make with my training and the choices that I make with the, quote, supplements, unquote, that I'll choose to take. So I have been relatively busy, and I apologize for that. The last 2 weeks, just working. As trainers go on vacation and stuff, my schedule just gets busier. When I get home, I get more tired. I'm peaking, and I'm just not as energetic as I usually am. So I posted this Q&A last Sunday. I've yet to answer any of them, but let's get after it today. Again, I apologize for being so late with this Q&A. It's 6 days later. But anyway, Johnny asks about my physique and strength and how I built it at maintenance. It's just years and years of accumulative volume, dude. I've been focused on strength ever since I was 13 years old, trying to get strong enough to make the football team or not get my ass kicked on the practice field. And with that strength, over time, came a relatively decent physique. If I focused more on actually looking better, I would have had this physique a lot earlier in my lifting career. Even at maintenance, your body still makes muscle, if that makes sense. Muscle, without getting too complicated on this Q&A, muscle isn't dependent on overeating. is dependent on enough calories and dependent on enough protein, and you layer that over the course of almost 9 years, which is how long I've been lifting, you'll get some results. They could be better. I've never been a consistent eater. I just don't have the appetite. Part of it is just the caffeine that I drink. Part of it is the nature of my job, and part of that is probably just genetics. Like, I'm on my feet. I'm always moving. I don't really have much of an appetite in the morning to eat. So, oh man, Leonard Fournette is out. I'm screwed with this fantasy football game tomorrow. Sorry, random. But anyway. Next question. Gabriel asked about cardio and conditioning drills while bulking. I can make a whole video on this topic, but a short-ish answer is don't let a bulk become an unhealthy, binge eating trip. Cardio is good for you long term. Anything that takes out long term, health benefits is never a good thing. And if you're bulking about these, basic cardio things like walking or like doing some quick ladder work or, just moving overall, like you're just gonna be worse off. Also, what people don't realize is that cardio doesn't actually burn that many calories anyway. Unless you're like running marathons, you're not gonna burn over 200 calories really. That's a big myth that people kind of get stuck on. If you do cardio, you won't gain weight. Unless your nutrition is off point, you can easily make up those calories, like very easily. How do I prepare for a meet? I guess I'll answer this in the context of the night before / day of. I've been documenting this now for the past month. Basically I peak, so I raise my intensity and my volume, and then I cut away the volume and leave the intensity. I'll super compensate, and then I'll perform on the platform. But the night or day before, this is my first 2-hour weigh-in. So I am looking up strategies to basically cut and then quickly gain the glycogen that I'm going to cut back relatively quickly. In the past, I've done 24-hour weigh-ins. So I did a full water cut. I would hang around 168 pounds my entire prep. I would do a water load for the first part of a week, so that's 2 gallons a day for a couple of days. And then slowly taper that water down. And then the day of my weigh-in, I would weigh in. I would go and eat usually some Asian food that had a lot of salt and carbs. And then I would just go lift on the platform. I don't do anything really special. It is just, at the end of the day, it's just lifting weights. It's not that serious. It's not like a sport like football where I have to memorize plays, or like baseball where I need to know all the base runners are. I see a weight, I lift it. It's not that difficult. Do I think an upper-lower with a progression model is better than the same on a push-pull legs? Because after a full upper body, I am more fatigued and just freaking down than after a push, for example. If there's a perfect program, we would all be on it. If push-pull legs feels better to you, then why not do it? My personal opinion is that the upper-lower split will give you more of the strength and hypertrophy stimulus, what is commonly known as power building nowadays. And that is how I program personally. But if you like push-pull legs, then by all means go for it. The only issues I have with push-pull legs is that a lot of people tend to overdo the pushing and neglect the pulling and the legs. And again, if you're smart about your programming, then this won't be a problem whatsoever. This is a really good question from Michalis. If I butcher your name, dude, I'm so sorry. I suck. A general question out of curiosity. Which guys do you consider strong? Which is the definition of strength? And then he goes on to talk about guys who do calisthenics versus guys who powerlift versus guys who bodybuild and people who Olympic lift. That's a very good question, and I actually have to think about this one for a couple of days. Strength is strength. If you're strong, you're strong. If you can, do crazy ass muscle ups and L sit-ups of your body, that's pretty freaking strong. Props to you. If you can go up to a platform and deadlift, 700 pounds, you're a strong dude. If you're an Olympic weightlifter who's throwing 500 pounds over your head, that's pretty strong. Strength, the definition of strength is very subjective. I don't have any sort of bias towards athletes who display strength in, different modalities. But I mean, absolute strength is absolute strength. I challenged the L stand guy to deadlift triple their body weight, and I challenged the guy who powerlifts to do the L sit. Olympic lifters are just special athletes, so I'll ignore that. They can do a little bit of both. I will try your max hypertrophy plan. Thanks, dude. Do I need to be in a low body fat percentage before I start this? So I'm in the middle of the recommendation pack. I recommend being around 50% and below. For most guys, that's just starting off the street. If you're really obese, you probably wouldn't be in a position to want to gain more size. So without seeing you and knowing who you are, I would just recommend being below 15% body fat. Thoughts on Candido's 6-week program? Johnny Candido is a legend in powerlifting and a legend in YouTube fitness and just fitness in general. Anything he puts out, I read like it's the gospel. I've never actually done a 6-week program, but I know people who have, and go for it. It's an excellent program. How do I feel about hook grip? I personally can't do it. So backstory, when I was 16, I was a junior in high school. On the very last play of the middle of the football season game, it was something like a useless garbage time because I sucked and I didn't play often. I tried to sack the quarterback and I ended up breaking my thumb on a rock in the middle of the field, which is my luck in a nutshell. So I have some nerve damage in my right thumb, and if you were to follow me around with a camera, you would notice me dropping things every so often. So my thumbs can't handle hook grip. If you can handle hook grip, then go for it. I mean, Ben Pollock just deadlifted 800 pounds of a hook grip. I mean, if you can handle the pain, then go for it. Thoughts on Kaizen training? Again, Omar, Bart Kwan, and Silent Mike are among the best in the industry of what they do. So if they have a program that you like, go for it. Mike asked, do you suggest protein powder, and if so, brand, kind? In the past, I used Gold Standard Whey. If you want it, go for it. There's really no, at this point in the supplement industry, there's really no bad protein to buy unless you go to Walmart and buy their branded protein. Because what you guys need to know is that all supplements come from the same 3 or 4 factories, and then they just sell it off to different companies, and then the companies themselves price point it differently. The only reason I really bought Gold Standard is because everyone else bought Gold Standard, and that's just the one I preferred. So, push-pull legs versus upper-lower, I addressed that earlier. And then thoughts on natural muscle building limits. So, everyone knows that there's a limit. I try to ignore it because most people will never hit that limit in their lifetime. This is because, training gets boring. People, are inconsistent over decades, not just, weeks and months. So most people never actually hit their genetic muscle building potential anyway, but it is something that happens, and it is something that every lifter needs to know will happen one day. It's kind of like dying in a way. That's a little morbid, but we all hit this point where we just can't add any more naturally, and that's okay. That's part of a journey. And as you go as you go down the path of lifting, you're not gonna, gain muscle as fast as you were when you started. So between that and just general life inconsistencies, most people never actually hit that natural limit anyway. So I wouldn't really stress too much about Casey Butts' formula. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the Q&A. I'll get back to you guys tomorrow with some lifting video highlights. I just want to get this video up on YouTube. If you like this video, please subscribe. Please share it with your friends. If you think the information is good, I appreciate it. Let me know. Let me know what I can do better. I'm always trying to improve. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys in the next video.